All right, I'm going to show you a simpler video on how to set up a mask to try and make a trick video. I've already got it set here. I'll delete that in a second and re-go through it. But what we're going to try and do, here's what I've done, and it kind of gives away some of the stuff. It doesn't show that in the actual video. But I'm going to jump over the school. So it would look like this, the video. Jump over the school, run off the screen. So I'm gonna do it like I did a couple finishing touches, just like I did a fade in here and I went in. I'm gonna show you the basics. You can really get into it if you want to. Okay, let me delete all this. And the first key thing, so the very first key thing is when you're setting up your scene, you need to film it with a tripod, because if you watch on this clip right here, is this the full thing here? Ooh. Oh, that is the finished video that I just made. Hang on one second. Let me find the... Sorry, I've got dual monitors going on, so you can't see what I'm doing on the other screen here. What I am doing is looking for this. There it is, masking. Okay, here is the first capture. Now it's pretty long. I'll show you what. So all this is, I imported my video, and I imported it now into Premiere. Now, me and I also have my son filming it, so he's behind the camera. That's who I'm talking to. We're talking about how we need an area, and I didn't do a great job of this area. We need just the school with nothing happening. So I'm gonna scrub through, and look, I did one jump, but he said I jumped too high. If you notice, my head's right out of the frame there. So we tried to redo it. So that one was not good. Okay, I say K right about there. So really, out of all this footage, this is all I'm using. But what you might notice as I scrub, the camera does not move. So this is a key thing. We need a tripod. And I used a mini tripod so that it would be low to the ground, looking up at me. Okay? I'm going to delete all this footage here. I'm going to pull this back to 0. And I'm going to zoom in on this stuff. Because, see this scene here where I am off camera? We need all this also. So we need to let our camera run a bit at the end. Okay, I'm going to cut here as well. Now you may be wondering, why do I have my screen in front here? Because I have dual monitors at home, I usually have all the editing stuff on my one screen and just the preview on the other screen. And I didn't want to mess that up really, so I'm just kind of going like this. Now, normally when we're playing with video in class, we've been in editing mode. All this stuff that we've been doing so far, we can do in editing mode. That's no problem. I was in effects mode. We're gonna need effects in maybe right now. So I'm gonna jump right back to effects here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the scene with nothing in it, and I'm going to move that one up. That one's going to move to the outside here. And I'm going to bring it to the front, and this is what we're looking at. Now, up here, I'm going to go into the video, and there is a pen tool right here. I'm going to create a mask. So what I'm going to do is, and I can do this right on here, so I'm actually going to click the pen tool. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put a mask around the school, and we'll see what this does. To start, I'm just doing not the greatest mask, but I could go in and make it better a little bit later. Something like that. Oh, I gotta close off the mask. There we go. So now what it's done is it's saying from that whole first scene, all you really want to see is this bit right here. And that's why it's important for it to be on a tripod, because that should be in the exact same spot as in the other one. So let me zoom this out again a little bit. And let's just watch the ending here. So I have a video underneath it. That's what we can still see. This is what I've masked out. So it's almost like I've said, delete all the rest of it except save that one little bit. Okay? Now, what'll happen is it'll have me talking, getting ready, jumping, and I gotta go scrub back a little bit. There's me in the air. So there is about where my feet clear the building. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut that top layer right there. And for now, I'm just going to move it out of the way so we can see what happens. So now that mask disappears and it's just the scene again. And I jump in front of the school. There we have it. Now, you can go in, for example, if we want to fix up that mask, I can pick mask 1. Oops, I added another mask. We do not want to do that. Mask 1. And I'm going to zoom way in to edit these things. Actually, I am going to turn off the layer in the background. I do not want to do that. I want to go in here, and I'm going to go super close. So I'm going to go like 400. Now I've got to actually zoom. So there's a couple things here. See this wide dotted line here? That's because of the feather. So I'm going to say I don't want any feather. I want it really close. Now, if I hold down, I think it's Shift. Oops. Was it Shift? Sometimes it adds it in a weird spot. Let me just zoom out 200. Yeah, it was Shift. It just added it way down here. I'm going to try and get... So I could play with this. Shift. I wonder if it's Control. Anyway, I can play with this to get the mask a little bit closer. Now, I'm mainly over here, so this is the part that matters the most. Weird. Okay. And so you could go into really fine detail and get this all set up. I'm going to zoom out and see how that looks now. Fit to the screen. I'm going to unhide my other one. And see, this one isn't really good. You can still see some sky there. But here, I fit it right around the school. So, I'm going to hit play. We'll see how it looks. That looks a little bit cleaner, right? No sky right around my pants. Jump. There we go. There's our masking layer. That is the first trick. Actually, let me play it a little bit further. There's our mask. That is the first trick that we can do in Premiere. It's called a mask to do some little trick shots like this.